And what's up, guys? Welcome back to the ARTFUL Podcast. It's Matteo, your host. And as you can see, different background. Different background because we relocate to Berlin. And this is because we start collaborating with an art foundation called FRONTVIEWS. And he has a Hunt gallery inside, which they asked me to interview the artist. And this little series of interview, we're gonna talk about their practice, their artworks, their exhibitions with the Hunt gallery, and it's really exciting for me. And I think it brings the podcast to another level. And I'm really excited. I can't wait to show all the interview that I've done, and it's gonna be a little bit of changes. It's gonna be a little bit adapting, but again, really happy to do this. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, support the channel. It's really important, and don't forget to check the links below in the description because they have all the artist information. Go follow them on Instagram and on their website. Go check them. They're really good. And again, follow me on Instagram as well. It's Matteo_Lorusso_art. And again, subscribe to the channel. It's really important. It's really good to support me. It's the best way. And no further ado, guys. Let's go for the studio chat. How are you doing?
I'm good. And you?
Nice. Are you from your apartment?
Yeah. Actually, I work from my apartment to my studio is here.
Ah, okay. Just behind the... Oh, I see. I see the paper and the canvases.
Yeah. Because I have a... Yeah, that's the studio.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I need a new space though. I have to work here because I need either a bigger apartment or a studio. Yeah, the problem is that I have a 6-year-old son, so I have to work sometimes nights, and I cannot
go up. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Time for commuting.
But yeah, no, it's good that you have like a space for anyway, like a little corner for do your work. I mean, like it's basically like what everyone is doing right now, because a little bit because of COVID, a little bit because of like you never know, like yeah, it's easier to have that the space in your house.
We did some shots. We had a shoot of the exhibition on Sunday, so we spent the whole day there with Alana.
Okay. Did you do like videos or just a picture?
No. We hired a photographer.
Ah, okay.
So he did the installation shots. We haven't done a video yet. If you have an idea, it would be great. And then I have my son is going to Greece for a holiday for 2 weeks, and I had to do PCR tests. And
try to plan the whole thing. Yeah.
Family things. How have you been?
It's been good. I met Stefan and Jean a couple of days ago to plan the new exhibition, the new show that we're gonna have in June, I think, end of June. So yeah, we just talk about that and who we're gonna invite and stuff like that. So it's pretty good. It's what I really want to do. That's why I got involved in the front views. It's like the curating behind the scene thing that I really want to learn, and put my hands in every single thing that I can do. Because one day I would love to manage my gallery or have my gallery, and you need to learn that. You need to learn the whole process. And I would love to be an artist full time as well, but at the same time, I have that. I want to have like a gallery as well. Like I want to do something like that as well. So
this is great.
We'll see.
Alana used to run a project space until last year.
Yeah, she was telling me a little bit about it.
yeah, you could get in touch. You could talk with her about it.
Yeah, I've got
it's
actually I've got like an episode like I'm doing with you with her on Sunday.
Yeah, she told me. Yeah, she told me.
Yeah, so I can
Cool, that's great.
we can talk about that as well. Yeah, it's pretty exciting time for me. Like I'm really excited to be here. I'm really excited to do all the work that I need to do, and it's it was really good for me to move here.
No, it was great. It's great having you here now.
Yeah, I met so many people in the couple of days that I've been there. Yeah, I met so many people, so many artists, so many like art people, and it was really fun and really good. So for a start, I'm really happy with it.
I find FRONTVIEWS very precious for people who come from other countries like us, because it's, of course you meet people when you have time, but it's very important. It's the most important thing to get in touch with people who have similar interests.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's very nice to be in this, to be a part of a group like that. It's great for the experience, but also for the contact to people and the friendships that can come out of this, the work that can get be inspired from this. I find it great.
Yeah, because it's true, because you don't you can't really talk about art and about the whole like what you like to do and the process with like people that it's next to you, for example your family or unless they are into it, they can get bored like pretty easily. Like it's something they don't really care. I can talk to my girlfriend about art all day, but at some point I feel bad for her because she's like, hey, can we move on please, like can we talk about something? Yeah. So yeah, I feel bad sometimes, so I'm like, I need people to talk to. That's why I even start this, because of the pandemic. Everything was closed, I couldn't meet anyone, and I was like, that's a great way for me to talk about art and meet artists and just get out everything that I want about what I'm thinking about right now. So yeah, it's really fun project that I have. So anyway, should we start with
yeah, because we don't have time.
Yeah, it's true. So let's in today's episode we have Marianna, and it was really a pleasure for me to meet her in person first of all, and her work. I'm a big fan right now of your work, to be honest. And to start, for people they might don't know you, just introduce yourself and who you are and where you're from and the whole story.
Hi, thank you so much for your nice words. It's been great meeting you too, and all this intense week we had.
Yeah.
So my name is Marianna Ignataki. I am Greek. I was born in Thessaloniki, in northern Greece, and I have lived in Berlin for the last 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and my work is mainly drawing, something between drawing and painting, because I basically work on paper, and something that I call sculpture, that it's great. Like I work with synthetic hair and pillows, which I started doing, which I started making like 5 years ago when I came back to Europe from China. I lived in China, for about 6 years, and this has kind of had an influence.
Did you move there because of art, or like some project that you had, or you wanted to go and see that part of the world?
No, actually I moved there because I met my ex-husband there.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I moved there for love, but it turned out to be a very, very exciting experience. And it was, it was kind of, I still miss it. it was a great, it was a life experience, and it still has a big impact on my work.
That's nice. It's it's where you go start on your sculpture, or is that something that you were interested in before?
No. Actually, when I came back from China in 2015, I brought many boxes full of synthetic hair with me, which are used in China to make all these complicated hairstyles in the Chinese opera, and also for dressing up, which is something they like to do. And then I started a new body of work, which was based on some elements from the Chinese history and mythology. For example, the fact that the Chinese used to leave their fingernails very long, which was a status symbol for them, because it showed that they don't have to work, but at the same time they couldn't work anymore, they couldn't use their hands anymore. They made themselves handicapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the fact that Confucius used to say that people are not allowed to cut their hair or fingernails because they belong to their ancestors, or lotus feet, the fact that they used to break the feet in order to fit them in very small shoes. So I started making some kind of metaphorical body prisons that come up from extensions from the same from the same body. And this also led me to sculpture, which was very exciting for me, because I've worked for over 20 years on drawing and painting, which is very important for me, the whole history of art.
Yeah.
I'm very serious about it, and I have many expectations from my practice. And the sculptures were really deliberating. It was like being free to play a game.
Nice.
And also in my practice, there are many contrasts hidden in the picture, while in the sculptures, everything, these elements that are already existing in the drawing, they come out very directly, even brutally.
Nice.
So between terrible and funny, it's kind of it's liberating.
Yeah, no. When I saw the sculpture, I think as well how they were placed in a room, in the gallery. They were so nice, and I'm always been interested on mask and this kind of like symbols, because even I'm a kind of big fan of like African art, and obviously it's a big mask have a big role in the history of art in African art. And I remember when I was a kid, I used to collect like this mask in my room, and it was like full of mask. It was weird, but I loved them. They were so nice. They were made in wood or in ceramic or in like different kind of thing. And so and when I saw them, I was not expecting that, even because I saw your drawings first. So it was really interesting for me to see that part of the same artist, because it's not something that everyone does, like have two big completely different in a way from the same artist, have this like experience as a audience. So you see two sides of the same person. It's really interesting, and how they are like with like really black, dark, mysterious. They're really nice. And I wish like everyone can see it. Like I will definitely put like some picture why this is going on, so everyone can see it. And they're so intense, and it's really nice to see that. And did you take the whole stay in you say in China?
I lived there for almost 6 years.
So did you move around or you stay in one place?
No, I just lived in Beijing. I traveled
okay.
around, but I was based in Beijing.
And you made those statues in Beijing, or is when you came here and then
No, actually, no. I started making them in 2016.
Okay. So it was after your experience in China.
Yeah, exactly after moving back to Europe. So, yeah, I think it was also something that felt like connecting me to China.
Nice.
So first in 2016, I did 4 sculptures, which were shorter than those and looked more like phones. As you say about African masks, the mask has always existed, like was always present in my work. It's an element I use a lot, like just like these body extensions that I mentioned, noses that become big beaks, like trunks, all snakes. Anyway, and I later realized that there are more, there are many cultures that these cultures. There are many references that behind these cultures. It's the African masks, it's the totems, it's also the Greek Cycladic statues, these very minimalistic white statues, and of course, China.
The Chinese
influence. Yeah, which is the most.
What's your background? Because it's really curious. Because obviously, like you said, as you said, you practice a lot of like painting and drawing. So did you went to a school, or it was just self-taught? How do you start as an artist?
Actually, initially, I wanted to study architecture, and I went to Vienna. I did 1 year there at the Technische Universität of Vienna, and it was there that I realized that, because I had a kind of clue idea in my mind of what I'm going to do later professionally. So it was there that I decided to do fine art, and it happened when I had my first course of life model. So it was the first time. Until then, I had done a lot of still lifes. I'd drawn a lot of still lifes, but it was then the first time that I had the chance to draw the human body, and I was excited, totally excited. And it's also what I do until now. So then after Vienna, I did the fine art school in Saint-Étienne in France. Which was a very happy period of my life. Finally starting what you really want to.
Nice. That was in France?
That was in France. It was in France that I started fine arts. Yeah, and I think that about the end of my studies, I started working with colored pencil. And then I think I worked with colored pencils for about 8 years, like exclusively. And I ended up doing this very figurative, very realistic drawings that in the end I hated, because it was, I've always worked from photographs, which either I found online and edited or took myself. And it felt like illustrating, the whole work was done in the collage, and then I just had to execute the image. It felt like some kind of exorcism, but I didn't want that. There was no surprise, there was no accident in it, so I kind of felt imprisoned in this. So when I went to China, I spent a year with experimenting with several stuff. I tried oil painting and
Is that where your because they have a big history about watercolor, wet paper, kind of like you start drawing on wet paper. Is that where your drawings are from, influenced by?
No, because earlier at school I had worked a lot on wet paper, as I do now, but it was something that brought a new layer, a new, how do you say that, that brought me to it with a new...
I understand, yeah.
Yeah, into a new dimension. I don't know how to say that. And I saw a lot, I spent a lot of time, studying. I saw a lot of Chinese watercolors, which I love, and Chinese paintings. And yeah, I started working on this, which is a process that allows much more freedom.
That's
and this accident that I really think.
That's super interesting, because I really like your drawings, and I think they're like, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in real life, from life. They're so nice, and especially like the contrast that they have between this like watercolor accidentally kind of like really colorful, and then you put like these detailed marks that basically like brings everything together. And I think that works really well, and it's really like that dreamy kind of vibe they'll give you, like a surrealistic like scenario, and they're really interesting. It's what is the series that you they're in a gallery right now? What are they talking about? What was the subject about?
I started working on those in 2021. There are new drawings that I'm showing. And yeah, specific subject. Actually, in my work, there's always something very personal that comes out there. I don't work project-based. It's like a diary of what I'm feeling that is somehow filtered and comes out on paper. But I have to say that I already knew that we're having this exhibition with Lana Lake, Pleasure Drive in town. So I can say that her work was kind of an inspiration. I had this work always, like, the whole time in my mind when I was drawing.
Nice.
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, I wanted to say that the titles are always pretty surreal, and it's my favorite. I don't know if it makes sense. They're kind of funny and surreal, and it's my favorite part of the whole process.
Yeah, no, they work really well together. There is a nice contrast between your work and Alana's work, and then seeing in real life, it makes you a little bit uncomfortable, but that is like more like curiosity. Then you wanna know what's going on in this room between the two artists. I think it's done really well. The combination of like works and what's happening right in the room. So you drawing. So your subject, you say you don't work like in a project way. It's more like documenting your life in a way through your art. And it's always been like that, or is it recently that you start using your art in that way?
I think it's always been like that. Of course, now the works are getting bigger, and the expectations are getting, of course, bigger. The thing is, when I speak about my work, what I always say is that I construct these images where there are always elements that come from my own mythology, what I already said. There's always some element that is being added with a sense of dark humor to the composition, which inverts or perverts the initial meaning, leading to grotesque and ironic situations. So, I feel it like this. I have the tendency to sometimes draw these very romantic, pastel, dreamy images, and there's always something unexpected that comes and destroys it. And this is exactly my fun part of the process. And the thing is that when I saw Alana's work, I felt the same. I feel that in her work there is also this this sense of dark humor, and we have we work on similar themes. And when we put these works together, I think that this is making it much clear, making what we want to say even clearer. So so like the one word kind of helps the other, kind of elevates the other.
No, it's true. As I said, they do work really well. Do you like explaining your work? Because when somebody sees your drawings, for example, and the first question, I'm pretty sure like 99% of the people have, it's what's going on in that drawing. Like, there is so many information, there is so much going on between colors, marks, and a symbolic figure. Is something that you leave to the audience, or you don't mind explaining and kind of like reveal the magic behind the drawing?
I think that, I think that I can explain. It's two different levels of talking. I can talk about the process, the external process, to everyone, but then there is an internal process that I cannot talk about. I can, of course, with a friend on a friendly basis, I can do that, but then it can become very personal, and I don't know if that's what interests the viewer, because in the end everyone sees their own.
I like, for example, when it comes to my work, I like leaving to the audience what they're feeling and what the work is about, because one of my biggest project was that's still going on, to be honest. It's been like a few years now. I'm drawing immigrants, and I don't say to people, those portraits are like in black and white, they're quite big as well, so I just don't tell people they are like immigrants and the drawing is about immigration, because I leave to them kind of wondering who are those people, like why they are all like in this group of drawing. So I like that. I like leave to the audience that, and don't give any like little intuition is about that. And I like to see the surprises face when I'm like, it's about immigration, blah blah blah. They're like, oh right, oh, and then it comes all together. But I like to leave to the audience to kind of decide what the artwork is about. It's really fun to see what they see inside.
Some people understand that.
Yeah, I can imagine like in your drawings even more, because they're like full of symbolic and full of colors and full of marks, and there's a lot of going on. I can see what people say to you. I can imagine what people say to you.
It
must be like so different. Everyone sees so different things.
It has to do with emotional situations. And it's kind of personal metaphors. So it's kind of weird to explain.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I can imagine how if it's that personal to you, it's a bit like weird to explain and to be like, it's to like anyone, to strangers. I mean, but it's good that people are interested in your work anyway. So still a good way. Did you had any big influence when as obviously like artists that you looking up, and movements of art that you're interested in?
There are many. Actually, I love medieval etchings. With all these monsters and hell and all this. I love. I'm very interested in Baroque, and especially Rococo. I'm fascinated by François Boucher's work.
Nice.
Then I have a big list. Then Goya, or the monsters. Then MRT, Max Ernst.
So like it's a lot of like those figurative, kind of like I will say a dream kind of vibe about their work. It's more like a figurative, symbolic artworks. You like that?
I think so too. So yeah, I'm very interested in masks and the idea of monster. What is a monster? For me, a monster is something or someone who is different. And then in Rococo, I love all this irony, all this super romantic images that end up, being kitsch and like ironic. Yeah. And then there is another side, like the surrealistic element is very important for my work. So with Magritte was the main reference when I did my master's at school. So all this theater of painting, that you get one image that is a door to a new reality that is only consequent to itself. And then there are many references regarding the concept, regarding the technique. Then from more contemporary artists, I love former artists' work, especially sculptures. I love Stephen Shearer, he's an incredible painter. Chris Knight, Kay Donaghy, also painters.
Yeah.
And then I have references also in fashion. Alexander McQueen.
Is there? Yeah, there are many. You can. There are so
I can speak until tomorrow.
Yeah. The list is infinite. I'm always curious when I see artists that made these like really busy artworks. How do you start? How is your routine? How do you start working? So is it just like you plan and like anything on the paper, and then you go for it, or is it just you literally like follow it, the color, and like you just start?
Actually, I first starting series, I was do the research line and find images that interest me. Then I work in Photoshop and combine them.
Okay.
Together, adding some more stuff. So first I create a digital image in Photoshop.
Okay.
And and then I start drawing. So initially I do the contour of the whole thing with the projector so that it goes faster. And then I work with the floor. I always make the paper wet first, and this is my process. I work on a layer, then add more water, then
different layer. It's a layer on top of layers.
Yeah, exactly. And then in the end, when I want something to be, of course, some stuff in the beginning it's more dreamlike. During the process, the image becomes more evident, and in the end, when I want to add some details, I use color pencils or pastels.
Okay, that's
that's
so you kind of build the picture as it comes, and
exactly.
But you have something at the beginning to look at to make
I always have
It's interesting that you mix like this new way, like technology in Photoshop, with classic drawings on thick paper, wet paper. It's really interesting. Is that because it helps you a little bit to like guide the drawings to see what is going?
think it has to do with the way of every artist functions in a different way. There are some people who draw live. Cannot do that. I need more time, and I work I had a different rhythms when I work, and I need a certain atmosphere so that I can be productive. So working when other people are present, it's not my favorite work. I think in this we are lucky now because we can do that. Earlier, the painters couldn't do that. They had to work with models.
Yeah. It's I can imagine having a model all dressed up how you as your drawings will be. They'll be funny to watch. How did you deal with the lockdown? Because I'm pretty like you said that all your drawings from the new exhibition, they were from this last year, so you basically like worked the whole time during lockdown.
Yeah, actually, I don't want to deal with the lockdown anymore. I'm very tired of it.
Yeah, I know. I just want to be done. Exactly.
Yeah, it was kind of hard because I had to work at home with my son who's now 6 years old. And he can go to school.
Yeah,
so
it can be challenging.
It was pretty challenging, and it was hard. But we made it. And now spring is here, so
yeah.
Hopefully no more lockdown.
Anyway, before I let you go, because I don't want to take much of your time, I would just wanna, if you have obviously the exhibition that you have right now, if you wanna just sponsor like anything that you like, your Instagram, your website, just go for it.
They have to say it, or
if you have the name, if it's not, I will put the link anyway down below so that they can just go and click it. But for example, just the exhibition, if you wanna promote the exhibition, how do you want me to?
Our exhibition is called Pleasure Drive. This is a duo exhibition of Alana Lake and myself. It started on the 30th of April in Hound, which is a new cultural space in Tiergarten, which is initiated by the artist and tourist group FRONTVIEWS. So our show will be on until the 22nd of May, and it's open. It's open on Wednesday, Saturday every week. And we are pretty excited to have this going.
Nice.
And we hope that we have a lot of pictures.
Nice. So for more details, the link is in below, so you can go have a look. It's Pleasure Drive by these two amazing artists. Go check it out. It's really fun. It's an Hunt gallery in FRONTVIEWS. And it was a pleasure, Marianna. Thank you very much for doing this.
It's a pleasure for myself.
And I will definitely see you these days, one of these days, in the FRONTVIEWS.
Thank you so much.
Anyway.